Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be talking about the truck. We got some updates for that. We'll also be talking about our LT4. Got some questions for that. And I actually need your help on another thing. That is going to be not only the LT4, but exhaust. That is going to be another question we have for you here in a bit. But yeah, first things first is we've basically completed a full detail on the truck. So yeah, we've pretty much spent the last week cleaning up the truck. We actually did it here at my house, and then I went up to my father-in-law's house. We cleaned it into his basement as well, and as you guys can see from these pictures here, so the background might change a little bit, but it's the same thing. So we cleaned it. I basically clay barred the truck here, then I put some stage 1 compound on it, cleaned that off, got the swirls all removed, and really this is the first time since I've owned the truck that we've kind of done a full detail on the truck. So we used some rubbing compound on it. Went up to my father-in-law's for the weekend, and then while we were there, we used some of his wax and polish mix on there, so we did that. Then I came home, and after I let everything settle for a couple of days, I actually just used a ceramic coating on the car. And what this is the graphene ceramic spray coating. Now this is their advanced formula. Now guys, I'll be honest, this is totally kind of like a spray wax, but it's a spray ceramic coat, if that makes sense. So basically Adams has two kits. One is like the actual ceramic coat, and then they dilute it a little bit and put it in a bottle, and they call it a spray ceramic coating. So this has their whole graphene product online. I've got cleaners, car wash, quick detailer. I mean, I've got a whole bunch of stuff in their graphene line, and this was kind of the final product that I needed to pick up. So we picked up this, and actually for doing the whole truck, I didn't use that much. You know, this bottle came probably up to where about my thumb is. We didn't use a whole lot. And the way this stuff works is you're supposed to spray it on a towel or an applicator pad. And basically what I did was I just squirted it, you know, put the nozzle on this, sprayed it down, then I applied it like a regular ceramic coat, then you buff it off. Now I will say this stuff is supposed to be good for 12 to 18 months versus their full ceramic coating, which is supposed to be good for like 6 or 7 years, which I totally don't believe. So we've at least locked in that compound and polish job that we just took. And with this being a big truck, it took a good couple of days. So just an FYI, if you guys are going to detail a truck, it takes quite a long time because it is simply just a large vehicle. And like I said, we topped it off with the graphene ceramic spray coating. And like I said, this stuff pretty much goes on, buffs right off, and you shouldn't have any problems with it. Unlike their actual ceramic coat, I had one spot right in the middle of the hood scoop that I could see every time I got in the car. With an actual ceramic coat, basically what happened was I missed a spot, and I went back to clean it up a couple days later, maybe even a day later, and it kind of locked in. And what sucks is that one spot that we got it stuck on was on top of a clear bra, and I couldn't get it off because I was afraid of ruining the clear bra underneath the ceramic coat. And so yeah, if you guys are in a high visibility area, make sure you clean everything off because you're going to see it and you'll have trouble getting that off. But yeah, so when I had the hood repainted with the hail damage that we had almost 2 years ago now, basically we had a clean slate when we were cleaning it. So there was no compound, no wax, no spray wax. There was really nothing on the hood or that black hood scoop. And so yes, we had a clean slate. And when I finished it up, I made sure that one spot that we had stuck last time wasn't there. Now I will say this, just walking around the truck now, there are some spots that have popped back up. Basically, with this being a not permanent ceramic coat, the two things I would recommend that you do, basically go ahead, grab a bottle of quick detailer, and you know, this is some graphene detail spray. Spray it, clean it off, and then you can go ahead, grab your ceramic coat, and just apply a little spot, and then buff it off after a couple minutes, and you should be good to go. So, and what Adam says on their instructions, you could layer it as many layers as you need to. So if you got a couple spots here and there, and you miss a spot, don't be afraid, clean it off, put the ceramic coat on there, and you should be good to go. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the cleaning job. I'm really glad I did that because that truck has been dingy for quite a long time. I mean, we had the truck painted back, I think it was October, November, so that's approaching 6 months ago. Then I had the clear bra installed by a shop in Charlotte That was about 3 months ago. So it's been maybe even 4. One more update on the truck. I actually tested out the Aero Force gauge, which says alcohol percentage. It has said 9%. I thought maybe that was just picking up the E10 that's in our gas. But like it was working on the Corvette, I think it's just stuck. It says 9. So during the weekend, I actually put in a couple gallons of E85. I put like 3 gallons in, and I put 93 after that. And I did a calculation. It should get it up to like E20, something like that. But the alcohol percentage never changed on the truck. So I don't think there is a onboard E85 sensor. I think it may try to think it's from the PCM or whatever, but it didn't change when I added E85. So that's just another FYI. Now here is kind of the first part where I need your guys' help. If you guys are familiar with the LT4 swap, basically trying to put LT4 in a Global B, the existing harnesses that are out there will not work for a Global B on a 22.5 or newer Silverado. Like I told you in the previous video, I have that adapter harness from DSX Tuning. The pins are wrong, the wiring is wrong, the plugs are wrong. So yeah, that whole kit, I actually have it right here. This whole kit is wrong. I have tried to reach out to Superchargers online, trying to buy the Magnuson Global B wiring kit that they sell. I never heard back. So I need to follow back up with those guys to see how much that's going to be. And then the last thing where I really need your help with this swap is, has anyone wired a LT4 supercharger like a Magnuson 2650? In the last video, I showed you that the IAT sensor wasn't going to work out, and we were thinking about putting a LS9 LSA style IAT sensor that screws into the back of the supercharger. I was thinking about drilling out the hole in the back of the blower where the T-map sensor goes. So has anyone done a LSA, LS9 IAT sensor onto an LT4, and have they done the back of the blower? That's kind of my question for you guys. Unfortunately, the tuner that I thought I was going to be working with, I still may work with him, I don't know. I'm going on 1 month of being ignored by email. I've sent him 3 emails like, hey, have you seen this email? Hey, have you seen this email? I give it about a week of time between each email, and unfortunately this guy doesn't have a phone number. So I don't know. Maybe that's 2 questions for you. Do you have a recommendation on a tuner? And second question, do you guys know anything about wiring an LT4 supercharger into a Global B pickup truck? Because like I said, there's the stuff that's out there now basically isn't going to work on the truck. As far as the question on wiring on the supercharger, really that T-map / IAT / LSA LS9 sensor, that really is my only question. If you guys have any recommendations, I'm only looking for that. I have the coolant pump for the supercharger. We have that figured out. We have the catch can figured out. We have the fuel purge solenoid. All that stuff's figured out. It's just that stupid IAT sensor / T-map sensor that I don't. That's the thing I need help on. So if you guys have any recommendations on a tuner or have any recommendations on someone who might know about this, please let me know. Please put in the comments down below. Now, the last thing we're going to go over is going to be exhaust. So basically what I'm considering doing is picking up a Escalade V mid-pipe. I've been looking for them for a few weeks now. Haven't really found any, so it's looking brand new. Chevrolet is only charging about $700. You might have to pay shipping, so say $800 for the mid-pipe. That's going to go from the header connection or the exhaust manifold connection to basically right before the axle, maybe a little bit above the axle. So that would add 2 things that I want to add. I want to add an X-pipe, and I want to add the exhaust loop. I know some people are calling it lazy, but I kind of want to make the truck sound like a Corvette. So if you go with the kit that has it from the stock, that's what the Escalade V has. They're only about $700. Or you could go with something like AWE and like the whole basically manifold back. That whole kit's like $2,000. Mind you guys, I already have the Borla exhaust that I've already spent like 1,200 bucks on it or whatever it was. It was kind of expensive. It wasn't super cheap. So kind of thinking about replacing most of the Borla stuff with the Escalade V mid pipe. For headers, I'm looking at ARH. They're probably the best deal out there for an 1 7/8 header going from the motor to the mid pipe. And here's where it gets kind of crazy, okay? So the Escalade V headers are $4,500 from ARH. Cook's is like $5,500. Or you get the ARH header, both the same size. This isn't 2-inch versus 1 7/8. This is all 1 7/8. Or you go with ARH, their Silverado headers are like $2,200. I'm like, why is it almost additional $2,000 for the Escalade V stuff? I don't know. So what I'm thinking is pick up the Silverado headers. I will know they will fit a Silverado. That's the other worry. You might spend almost $5,000 trying to put headers for an Escalade V onto a Silverado and they might not fit. I don't know. There could be something different with the all-wheel drive transmission transfer case versus the four-wheel drive transfer case. There might be something different there. I just don't know. So here's what I'm thinking. Pick up the Escalade V mid pipe and then pick up the ARH Silverado header set and then cut it right where the two pipes basically connect back to a Y pipe, then goes into a single exhaust into, you know, one muffler. So if you basically cut that Y pipe off at the back of the passenger side catalytic converter and then cut it, you know, where the driver's side meet up, I think I could go ahead and fabricate that missing pipe that we need. We had to do this on the Corvette. Hell, they're actually sitting on the floor. So if we had to, I could go ahead, buy some pie cuts, buy some metal pipe, and just, you know, use whatever we're going to need to go ahead and connect that up. The other good part about using a Cadillac part, the GM part, it's stainless steel. I think it's 3 inches in diameter, and I know it'll fit. You know, if you're trying to do these exhaust loops, I see some universal exhaust loops for like 200 bucks, but then you have to fabricate everything around it. I'm like, man, that sucks when you almost have a plug and play, you know, connection right in the middle. You think that would probably be the best bet. So yes, I know the exhaust hangers probably won't work, but that's not too difficult. I still have that tri-mix gas if we have to weld, you know, new hangers on it. That's not a bigger deal. Pie cuts I've done before, so I'm not worried about that. And yeah, so that's kind of my thought for the front. The back of the exhaust, I will show you a picture here of the Borla kit and then the other Borla kit that is available. Basically, Borla puts a Y pipe behind the muffler, kind of how the stock ZR2 setup is. The other option is Borla does sell a true dual exhaust kit. I think if I just replaced that connection from that Y pipe to the very front of the exhaust pipe, I think it's the same. So this might sound like a lot of mishmash work of trying to put different parts and different manufacturer parts together, but I think it's probably the best thing. The other thing I was going to say, I forgot to mention, the Cook's headers and the ARH headers both use the stock GM mid pipe. So I'm like, okay, well that's kind of leading me to use the stock GM mid pipe. Stainless Works, I think, is the other company that makes a header for the Escalade V. They delete the loop, which makes it less sound like a Corvette. I'm like, why do they do that? So I'm kind of thinking take cues from Cook's and ARH, use the Escalade V mid pipe, and then wherever we need to in the back, cut it, add a set of mufflers or add a set of V-bands, then we could swap out a straight pipe for a muffler, whatever we need to do, and then we could go ahead and, you know, break into the axle back, which is going to be that 2 pieces I need to replace from Borla. I think that's kind of what I want to do. So quick recap and summary. I want to do the ARH 1 7/8 headers for Silverado, Escalade V mid pipe, figure out that little pie cuts, whatever we need for that. I don't think that'll be that bad. Add a muffler for each pipe because the Escalade V basically has, it's 2 separate pipes. So add 2 mufflers there. Then behind the muffler and connect it to the tailpipes basically be the Borla kit. So I think that's the way I want to go. I know there's a lot of stuff you kind of need to figure out. I need to look at price on everything, but I think the mid pipe and the 2 pipes from Borla, I don't think it'll be that much money. So that's kind of what I want to do. Give me your feedback on that. And obviously I want to make this sound kind of good. That's kind of why we're buying another exhaust system for it. and utilizing some of the stuff that we already have. So let me know your thoughts down below, and also I'll try to get you a price on the boiler pipes. That's the only thing I don't know right now. If it's way expensive, then we might look into some other option, but yeah, I'll try to include that price down below. So yeah, sorry a lot of talking on this video, but I kind of had a couple topics to go over, and I really need your help, especially with the LT4 wiring with the IET/TMAP sensor, and then obviously the exhaust recommendations. If you guys have any, please let me know. And the other thing is, guys, there's a guy, Lone Star Hawaiian. I saw him do a very similar exhaust setup, and I think he's on like exhaust combination number 9 on a 5.3 Silverado, same year body style as mine. So I'm like, yikes, I don't want to be going through a bunch of stuff if I can kind of just get a rough idea in my head what I want and go from there. So that's gonna be it. If you guys like today's video, hit that like button. If you want to see the crazy updates with the exhaust, the blower, the motor, hit that subscribe button, turn on your bell notification. If you guys want to help support the channel, check out the links down below. I'll try to see if I can get you links to some of the Adams products that we used for the detail, and that's gonna be about it. Also, make sure you check out our website, BonecrrusherSS.com. We got plenty of used C6 parts on there. Yeah, this thing, we're getting there. I got some updates on that coming up, probably the next video, so make sure you check that out, and that's gonna be it. Thanks, guys. Have a great one.